Welcome back to the VIP series, and today, YouTube, it's just you and me. Twitch chat on here, but that's because I want to get this uploaded straight away because it is now day 2 of the new Destiny transition update. A few things I've heard from the devs, because we have had a few back and forth conversations about this. First things first, they are going to go and fix the translational issues on all of the skills. So when you see Ascension Power, Ascension Force, Flying Power, all that is going to be changed to one brand new key term. Don't know what that term's going to be, but they are going to go ahead and fix this. And also with all the hero names they've gotten wrong, they're going to go fix that. And all the skills and things. Like, for example, there's one that says anti-control. That's going to be changed to control immunity. They're just going to go and fix this so it makes more sense for you and me to read so we can understand these skills a lot better. Either way, let's show you how we can make one of these Destiny transition heroes, because we have yet another day to fight the boss. We've got to 310, so let's do 4, 5, and 6 and make ourselves a very powerful team. Now, last time, a few of you had some suggestions for beating this stuff up. Now, obviously, I overpowered it and destroyed it with my S tier and Giant Killer, but today we're going to tune things up to make our team a little bit better. So, we need to go and make sure that, first of all, we're able to beat these guys pretty nicely and not just lose our heroes at the first instance we get. Now, I would probably want to go with Gilded Purple Fan on Lord of Fear Aspen. He got one shot by the counterattacks. That wasn't very nice. Now, whether that's just because he didn't have Unbending Will or just because he sucks, I don't know, but I'm going to assume it's because he didn't have Unbending Will. And that was mainly my problem because he was still set up for Star Expedition. Should have seen that one coming. Either way, maybe we don't go with Gilded Purple Fan then. Let's maybe just give him a big damage-dealing artifact. But I actually think Gilded Purple Fan makes an awful lot of sense here, because it gives just all damage dealt, and it gives us protection. With Asmonel, I do really like Melodic Strings, but we could go and build our other Gilded Purple Fan just to make this really silly. That could be quite nice. We could even go with the Elusive Mirror if we wanted, but I do have a Gilded Purple Fan ready to be built. So let's go to the Almost Workshop, and let's go and set this bad boy up. Do I have enough resources? I absolutely do. So let's go pop one of these bad boys in and get that built to Splendid. And then we'll go across to this Cloud Island and the Celestial Island and make sure things are tuned up there. So just a few more to do here. We've got Radiant. It'd be nice if you could go and just auto, like, upgrade these straight to Splendid. Maybe a thing the devs could do as a quality of life improvement. Rather than just having to build them one at a time, we could just do, you know, straight up a 6-star and then 3 items just to go straight all the way up. But that's not how it works. We just got to do them as individuals. Anyway, back to the Cloud Island. Let's go make sure things are leveled up here. We have Alamak's house, which is the 3rd house that we're using. So it's not as powerful as my other 2 fully maxed houses. I don't even have full skins for this. But we do have some resources we can go and throw in to get a couple more levels out of this. And yeah, it's already looking pretty good. 3.8 million pretty much there for Alamak. In the case of Asmodel, he's getting 7.8. This is huge. 105s across the board. Same thing with Aspen, but because we already have Halora in Asmodel's house, we have to put Carry in here. So it's only giving 3.8 million as well. It's kind of crazy that the Aspen's getting the same bonus as Alamak, but that's just because Transcendence Heroes are really good tenants. Anyway, let's go ahead and throw this in then and give that Gilded Purple Fan to Asmodel the Dauntless. I'm feeling pretty confident about this. So we'll leave that as that is. We've got ourselves, of course, their Demon Bells on everybody else for energy feed. That should be really, really good. And hopefully those heroes are going to be faster than our others. At least I definitely know that the Freya and the Halora will be, so that energy feed will definitely give us active skills round 1. And the enemies will hit us too, which will feed us energy, because they are very, very fast. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and challenge this. It's going to use our first attempt, difficulty 4. There you go. And actually, people noticed I didn't put the core in last time. I totally didn't realize, like, the entire lineup resets. Very annoying that it doesn't keep the team from last time. Maybe they'll change that with a quality of life improvement. I have no idea, though. It's purely speculative. We'll go ahead and put in Phoenix, and then for the core, we have several to choose from. I could just go with Asmodel's core. That'll actually deal a lot of damage. You know what? Let's do it. Let's see what Asmodel's core could do against this. So, yeah, here we go. Let's send ourselves in and beat this boss for difficulty 4. So, we are already looking pretty good. A lot of shields on the team there. Okay, Aspen's getting hit. There you go. He's been triggered with his Unbending Will. That's fine, though. And you had some people complaining that Aspen wasn't in the same slot as the boss. But, oh my goodness me. We actually might need to put him in that slot, because that boss is looking pretty low health, and Aspen could have cleaned that up. But then again, like, Aspen died anyway. But the reason I put him within the same column as one of the little guys was to try and kill a little guy, then get the overspill damage so he kills all the little guys. But no, that didn't happen. Now, there you go. Asmodel cleaning up. He's the guy that carries this. Wow. That Aspen is doing nothing. I'm genuinely shocked by that. I might have to give him like a golden crown or something. I'm going to put him on the front line, though. It might just be a front line, back line issue. I'm not sure. Either way, we'll go against difficulty 5 now. And yeah, I'll front line the Aspen. Oh, but then he's not hitting the boss. Maybe we will put him in slot 4 just to keep those people happy. If he still dies, I'll move him, though. So we put in the rest of the guys. There you go. We're going to put in the Phoenix again, and we'll activate maybe a core that helps with survival. That'll be Halora's core. That's actually pretty good. We gain crit as well. Yeah, maybe we do that. That could actually help. I'm not sure. Like, there's a lot of good options here for cores, and I have many of them. We'll see what this one does. But I'm just expecting it's just unlucky. Then again, they are hitting the backline, you see, so maybe I need to put Asmodel on the backline so I get more revenge stacks. Yeah, that boss really hits the backline hard. Ouch. So we got taunted there. Oh, so the boss is taunting us, so it doesn't even matter? Great. So to all those people complaining we were in the wrong column, it actually didn't. Oh my god! Wow! Dude! Holy crap. We died. We actually died. That's amazing. Wow, that guy hits like a truck. Okay, we might need to put crowns on these guys. Oh, and it'll settle if we leave. Wait, so I can't change the lineup? No. And because we've already used our heroes, I cannot use them again? Mate. This is way harder than I thought it was. So that's what that meant. Well, at least now we know. Oh my goodness. Okay. Right, we died. That's insane. How are you guys as free-to-play players supposed to beat that then? Oh, that's ridiculous. Right, what's our best solution here then? It might be to use Star Alchemist Holmes Young for his Perceptual Disorder. That's probably better than running Aspen. Maybe Perceptual Disorder will come in clutch. It might be worth using Jara for the crowd control, just to CC the little guys, just so we don't take as much damage on Asmodel. Then again, I think Perceptual Disorder might just be objectively better, unless of course we can't Perceptually Disorder the big guy. I don't know, actually. I haven't tried. So I guess we could use Star Alchemist Holmes Young's core and find out. Let's call this an experiment, so that you guys find out for yourselves whether this actually works. So we'll go ahead and put these guys down. There's our homeowners. We're not going to use Aspen this time. We're going to go with Halora and Elena. Stick with Asmodel on the front line. Halora in slot 2. Backline doesn't really matter. Then we put in our Phoenix. And here I'm going to go with Star Alchemist Holmes Young's core now. And that should give us, hopefully, a lot of bonuses. When we start losing people, that's going to then trigger effects. That seems good. Another thing I could do is go and switch to Nimian for the shields. We get some survival there. That might also be a good idea. Let's try it. Let's try it. As much survival as possible. What could possibly go wrong? I don't know. Then again, in Seal Lands, I typically would always lean to Phoenix just for the added burst you get when Phoenix's active triggers. And then, of course, you gain the extra damage against burning enemies. But we'll see how this plays out. We'll see. So, already we have a ton of tankiness on here. Not that that's really going to matter much. There's Halora dead. That's unfortunate. Already on Bending Will Trip. Wow, what the heck? They just minced Asmodel like he's nothing. This is ridiculously hard. That said, though, Ailamak, definitely living now. The shields we're gaining from blocks really good. I'm going to have to go and check the block stat on Halora and Asmodel. Because you can see the backliners are doing just fine. They have a lot of block, so that's why. Also, their crown's keeping them alive. So I might need to put a crown on Asmodel, actually. Which could be a good idea, because that's, you know, damage for us. We are just going to lose here, though. Yeah, people weren't joking about how hard these bosses are. They're insane. Yeah, I can't even skip the battle. We're going to have to just sit this one out. Madness. Perceptual Disorder does hit the little guys, doesn't affect the boss, though, it seems. So, maybe it's not worth it. Although, yeah, Ailamak's protection's doing really, really good here. And there you go, there's round 6. We took a ton of damage. Ailamak lived it. Wow. Oh, that's impressive. And those heals as well. Ailamak's really good. Like, really, really good for survival. And there you go, he's dead. Okay, that was not as good as I thought it was going to be. Better damage, but yeah, I'm going to have to leave. And that's our attempts against difficulty 5. Already used up, which is really annoying. Only having 3 attacks a day is really, really irritating because you don't get any time to experiment against these guys. And that's a pain in the ass. It seems like the best way we can beat these, probably for the majority of people, you're gonna have to really use these Aurora Gem Shards to upgrade the power of your heroes. I have, wow, exactly enough. So we got 5 of these. Activate, upgrade. So we gain the added power for him. And of course, this allows us to gain his flying power. So we got 2 options. We either go with him gaining flying power of getting hit with an 80% chance for every time he's hit by an active or a normal, or we decide we do it off of active skills, and he's going to trigger on round 2 when the self-ascension power reaches 12 layers, consumes the 12 layers of ascension force, dealing a ton of damage to 4 random enemy heroes twice, and increases the damage reduction rate of 4 random allies. That's really good. That's giving us survival and extra damage. It triggers twice on the damage. That's a fantastic ability. But we're going to have to be able to gain these layers. I think I'm tempted to make it trigger on active skills and just energy feed the Asmodel. That way the second active is really strong. That's probably the play. But unfortunately, that then means that I have to then energy feed him. So with these bosses being as difficult as they are, I am now kind of worried about this update. Because at first I'm thinking, oh yeah, you'll beat these bosses, this will be completely fine. But given that they're extraordinarily difficult to fight, I think we're going to find ourselves with a few problems here. There are people that can't even beat difficulty 10 with a full team of A tiers and S tiers. Like, there will be a point where you're like, yeah, I can't beat this. Even with huge treasure trains and huge things. Now, I think the intent is that we're going to use the new heroes, right? These new fancy rainbow heroes to go ahead and beat this. But we can't get the currency to upgrade these heroes without beating those bosses, which seems really backwards. So a lot of free-to-play players moaning that they can't even do this. I don't even think Wales can do this. So it seems beating 2, 5, 10 in campaign and getting to the point here on 2, 6, 1, where you gain these currencies like Aurora Gem Shards and Scattered Spirit Vein Shards just passively, it seems that is actually the main way you're going to be upgrading these heroes. Because without that, it's not going to be a good time. And like, for me to take this even higher, right, I can spend Stellar Shards. That's fine. That's going to improve our level. That improves our attack and our fixed HP. But it will reach a point, I'm sure, where... Am I going to, like, need this currency again? I don't know. Either way, I am going to spend our Stellar Shards. I'm going to see how high we can take this. So we're getting a lot of stats from this. We've got fixed attack, fixed HP. And it doesn't seem that expensive. If I hold it down, though, I bet that's going to add up really quickly. Okay. We're gaining a lot here. This is using a ton of Stellar Shards. I don't mind so much, though. What level is this going to get to? You just going to keep going? At what point is this maxed? Why is there no quick upgrade button as well? I mean, we're gaining tons of power. I'm all into this. But, like, is it going to stop at 100? Like, at what point are we done? Oh, there we go. Okay. For me to get to the next level... What? I need 7? 7 of this... I have to get that from either beating these bosses, which are really hard to kill, or from just passively gaining it in campaign. I think passively gaining it is the way that people are going to gain this stuff. So if you're a free-to-play player or someone who doesn't have a ton of giant killer heroes, or even then a ton of homes to make those giant killer heroes beat these ridiculously hard bosses, it seems you're going to have to go to 2, 5, 10, beat this in campaign, and just be grinding from 2, 6, 1 onwards, where you can at least gain these currencies from campaign. Because without that currency, you are not upgrading these heroes in the slightest. At least with a single level. Yes, I've improved my power now, so I'm now on 15.4 million. That's really, really nice. So thank goodness I'm gaining these stats. And yes, that will also make tenants bigger. We got our percentage bonuses. It's all good stuff. And we are going to gain additional abilities, thank goodness, when I do get this next level in. But then I have to ask myself the question, like, what do I actually want from this? Because if you guys go to the temple, I can say, hey, look, I've got 1 out of 3 on my origin. That's lovely. Asmo counts for this. But you're going to need 3 origin heroes. You're going to need 2 surge heroes and 1 chaos hero. I think to unlock the upper levels to even be allowed to upgrade these heroes. And that's one thing people have talked about. They're like, oh no, are we even able to do this yet? Well, I mean, realistically speaking, that's how you're going to get these higher power levels, right? If you look here, that's what you need to upgrade the temple's level to get your divine power in. Hang on. I assume it's retrospective, right? That you need 3 heroes for this. 1, if they're like a surge hero or chaos, right? That's going to count for origin. I hope. I don't know. I don't think there's a way of testing that yet. I'm not sure. We'll have to find out in the future. But if you actually need 6 heroes for this, I'm like, dude, we don't even have enough Transcendence heroes in the game to justify this. So I'm hoping that it caps out at 12, right? But even then, imagine trying to upgrade 12 Transcendence heroes to this particular level. Like, you need 6 for just +2 here on your divine power. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I'm curious to see how long it's going to take us to be able to do this. And I'm really curious how the developers are going to turn this into a pay-to-win thing. But it seems right now, the only way of gaining the currency is from passively gaining in a campaign and beating these bosses, which seem extraordinarily difficult. Now, another thing about this is you might look at this and think, wait, MK, isn't the solution just to attack a boss that you've already killed to get the rewards again? No, it doesn't work like that. You only get the rewards once. Yes, you can go back and kill a boss again to get yourself some nice high scoring points, but realistically, like I am 135th on this leaderboard. Let me just move my camera for you, right? This is how stupid this is. I am 135, which means only 135 people up until this point have managed to actually beat difficulty 4. And yes, you can see these people that have done successfully beaten difficulty 5. The people that did 5 and 6, right? Difficulty 6. It's JC, Jesus, Ragnaru, Galaxy Star, Gene, Norman, and that's it. The rest of these guys didn't even one-shot the whole thing. And then you've got Theo, who had to go ahead and beat difficulty... What's the other one? Difficulty 4, difficulty 5? Yeah. So Theo managed to do difficulty 5. That's Sol, for reference. Rake, difficulty 5. These things are stupid. A Brownie only managed difficulty 5, couldn't even get up to difficulty 6. This is ridiculous. And then suddenly it's going to drop off, right? We lose our 3 millions. Yeah. Wow. There were only 35 people, Barry included, that managed to go ahead and beat this. And you got to bear in mind, people like Barry, like Quake, like Rake, like Theo, these guys have insanely old whale accounts that have so many A tiers on them and a lot of Cloud Island progress. They have multiple Celestial Island homes to back this up. The fact that those guys are struggling against these bosses, they can't even one-tap them. And if they can, they have to like do multiple attempts on that difficulty 5, right? The fact that it takes them multiple shots is insane. So you can't go back and fight these bosses again for the rewards. You're going to struggle to fight them. So these Aurora Gem shards just aren't going to come fast enough into our accounts. So how on earth are we supposed to level up the new heroes? I'm not quite sure. Maybe we just have to accept that you get your initial level. You get your extra 364,000 attack. And then you have to wait and wait and wait an eternity whilst you passively gain the resource from campaign. If that's the case, fine. But that's going to be a very, 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 very long grind to be able to upgrade these heroes further. Which in one hand is nice. We like grindy mechanics. But on the other hand, it's going to take an age. You might remember when Star Spawns came out. It was exactly the same. And there are people still to this day who have not fully upgraded their Star Spawns. So what does that mean for you guys at home? What does that mean for the VIP series? I have no idea. It just means we're going to have to hope that they give these as rewards and events. Are they going to paywall this stuff? Maybe. It's passively generated income, though. Is it worth paywalling? I don't know. Are we going to see this as a top reward? Possibly. Like, sublimation comes passively from campaign, but they also give that as a reward. So that's probably more likely what we're going to see. Because this stuff is going to be dead slow unless it is given to our accounts in other ways. So I think that's what we're going to see moving forwards. We're going to see chests with these resources in that upgrade our Destiny heroes. And in time, that's going to become normalized. Now, will it be good value? I don't know. Like, why would you even want to pick this up before you even have a core of origin that's fully noble and full sublimation on a hero? I don't think you do. And the only way you can gain this is from beating the bosses. So, you know what? I take back what I said yesterday. A lot of people were like, hey, MK, this is like going to be exclusive for Wales. And I was like, nah. Free to play. Appreciate this. You're going to get some more power in your heroes. No chance. There is no way you can stick this on a hero unless you can kill those bosses. And killing those bosses is going to be extraordinarily difficult for anyone who is free to play. So I'm just really excited to see how the devs are going to justify this update by giving us more rewards, because I think that's the only way it's possible. And the funny thing is, the only way to make these new items and new currencies even relevant is by making it easier to build a Tree of Origin 5 level 120 noble cored fully sublimed hero, which already is a tall order. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Subscribe for more updates, and I really think next week's event is going to be the real tell into how DH Games choose to monetize this. And I'm going to warn you now, they're going to do what they did with everything the day it was released. Whether it's flags, a new artifact, whatever, they're going to put a price on this that's so ridiculous, and Wales will buy it. And then in months to come, the price becomes a little more reasonable. So I'm probably not even going to pick it up next week, because it's going to be stupidly expensive, because it's the first time it's ever been available. Heck, they haven't even given the new artifact recently. So, yeah, when are we going to start getting that, DH Games? Either way, interesting grind for you guys. If you're free to play, budget, or early game, you don't have to worry about this. And if you're a late game player that is interested in this, well, we're just going to have to see how we can actually level this stuff up, because these bosses from level 4 onwards seem to be extraordinarily hard to beat. I'll see you next time. Have a good week. Happy idling.